What are people saying about Buttonwillow Civil War Theater in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee?
I strongly recommend this show.
Absolutely amazing show.
It was the most excellent presentation of American history I've ever sat through.
I loved it. It was educational. It was very enlightening.
A trip back into history.
But I love the show. It's a must-see.
I really liked it. It was very good.
The show was amazing. It was informative. It wasn't divisive.
It is phenomenal.
Absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely phenomenal.
It's a great show.
Very informational.
Definitely recommend, and I will be telling other people about it.
Definitely learned a lot. Loved it.
I thought that was a great show.
That was a cannonball of information.
Come and visit this theater. Stop what you're doing. Come and purchase a ticket. Don't miss this.
I love the play, honestly. I wasn't expecting to see that much of American history, and I'm kind of a huge history buff. I've been getting too much into the Civil War, but this has definitely inspired me to look more into the Civil War. Definitely recommend, and I will be telling other people about it.
Absolutely fantastic. Really enlightening. Especially from British perspective, we didn't know a lot about this side of the history, so it's good to set it straight. And I'll pass this information on to my fellow colleagues in the Royal Air Force.
It was great. It wasn't what I was expecting, and there was a lot of information in there.
I thought this was an excellent way for Americans to hear and understand the real history of the Civil War, even before it began. So I would encourage groups of all ages, but especially our children who are learning age, to come and visit this theater.
That was a cannonball of information. That was amazing. Like, mind-blowing.
Wow.
Yes. I read a lot about Civil War history, but never in such a personal, how it affected everything. This is amazing.
And what do you think, Pat?
I've lived here my whole life. I've read Civil War history, generals, how their opinions of the war affected their decisions, especially up in Washington, D.C. And it's awesome thinking how one gentleman would take all the time of his his mid-20s up to now, just doing all this research just for the sake of a whole generation. And I was very thankful for that. And I'd definitely come back to see how it continues. And I'd definitely bring family, because so many people in our generation don't know this. And I think they should, because it affects the country now.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
I really liked it. It was very good. It was very good. He's very thorough. He backs everything up that he says. I like his perspective. I like how he represents the Union side. Appreciated how he, at the end, the grief and that it separated families. It was very well done.
This is a very important, though, and very entertaining, but very important in helping us to see much history that has been lost. And we need to see it again, hear it again, so that we don't make the same mistakes in the future. Don't miss this.
It's a must-see.
Yeah, it's been very interesting. We bought the book, so because there's so much information that just goes over your head during the show.
Yes, and you got to take it all in again. It was very interesting. You learned a lot. You seen from another aspect, and it was, like I said, just makes your mind go of all the history that gets covered up over the years. But I love the show. It's a must-see. When you come here, you've got to come to this show for sure.
It was the most excellent presentation of American history I've ever sat through. I've always loved American history in school. I have a little different outlook on it now. I think I love this guy more.
Absolutely phenomenal. Excellent view into real history, what you don't see or get from the history books that you should be getting. It's a no-nonsense view of what we should be hearing. I honestly think it should be actually a history show that we're getting on shows that we're not seeing. So I would definitely come back for this, and I honestly think that this is what our students should be getting in education right now. If I was a teacher, this is what I would be getting the students to.
This is one of the most fantastic shows that anyone would ever see. You're going to learn history here that you just will never learn in school. It is phenomenal.
I really enjoyed the show. It was a trip back into history. Some of the history I didn't even imagine. I couldn't imagine. I wish that our educational system really taught true history. It was really informed, and I enjoyed it.
It's just hard to believe that someone can remember the times, dates, names, places. Hard to believe that anyone could do something like that. Memorize that.
I strongly recommend this show. It's absolutely not only entertaining and funny, but it's important. It's a message that I think everybody in this country should be hearing. Unfortunately, we don't hear it. Schools don't teach it. People don't talk about it, not in an honest way. And we have been abbreviated. I think it's time for this history to be brought back and told honestly. This show does that.
I thought the show was, Granddaddy's Watch was very good. I mean, I saw it several years ago, and he's added more to it, and it's extremely good. Everybody ought to have a chance to come by and see it. Need to, real bad.
Absolutely amazing show. Well worth your time and money. Enjoyed it thoroughly.
He's a historian that is just beyond belief.
So I came to see the show. The show was amazing. It was informative. It wasn't divisive. As a matter of fact, it brought the union together for me. So I advise that you come and see the show. Bring a group, because everybody needs to know this information. Come down.
I just wanted to, if you're new to Pigeon Forge, or if you've never seen this show, I'm asking all of you to stop what you're doing, come and purchase a ticket. This is what the Civil War was like. This is facts. This is not something you're going to hear on CBS, NBC, or CNN. This is facts. I know, because this is a particular era that I was very involved in as far as my education at Virginia Tech. Steve does an excellent job of making sure that when you leave, you know the real reason behind the Civil War, not some Hollywood version. This is real. This is what happened. Come out and make sure that you watch this show, and you will leave with an entirely different opinion of before you walked in the door. It's well documented what he said. Everything he said is pure fact, nothing fabricated. You will enjoy this show. Come out, buy a ticket now.
Well, hi, my name's Maria, and I want to tell you that I came to the Buttonwillow Civil War Theater tonight and watched the show, and oh my gosh, that was the most fun I've had all week. It's awesome. The actors are very entertaining. It's very easy and easy to hear them. The seats were very comfortable, but the storyline is where the story's at. It was a great play. Please come on down and watch it. I'm going to go home and start dragging my family and friends. It's a great show.
Make sure you come out and see my grandfather's watch. It's very, very informational, and I think you should. It'll open your eyes from a lot of different perspectives.
Thought I was a history buff until I saw this show. And it's one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life.
I loved it. It was educational. It was very enlightening. It was, unbelievably. It was just incredible. Incredible.
I definitely learned a lot that I didn't know, that the history book, the so-called history books, try to teach us that, are wrong. So definitely learned a lot. Loved it.